Well, the cat's out of the bag, with Virgin Australia unveiling its intent to have pet-friendly flights on the airline within 12 months. Aviation expert Geoffrey Thomas is here to talk us through this one. Good to have you with us again, Geoffrey.
Pleasure.
Pets on planes in Australia. Now, how's the news being received?
Well, not very well. There's not too many folks that are really giving it a big tick. A lot of negativity out there on social channels, and everybody I've spoken to is not too enthused about it. So,
tell us what it could mean. I mean, could we find ourselves sitting next door to a Great Dane on a flight?
Well,
to Melbourne,
not really a Great Dane, maybe a Great Dane puppy. The criteria they've specified so far is that the pet has to fit into a small box and be put under the seat in front of you. So that kind of limits it, because last time I checked in economy a couple of weeks ago, there's not a lot of space under there. So we're talking about a little cat or a very small dog.
What other rules could be in place? Vaccinations? Domestic flights only?
It's domestic flights only. There's no mention of vaccinations, but obviously the dog's got to be in good health. But this is domestic only with Virgin Australia.
We're going to go straight to viewer comments because there have been quite a few, as you can imagine. Robin O'Sullivan asks, what about people who don't like animals or are allergic to them?
Well, Robin's spot on the mark, because it may surprise listeners to learn that 1 out of 5 Australians is allergic to cats and dogs. So that's 20% of the market gone because they're allergic to cats and dogs. So that's not a good start.
What if Virgin says, well, we'll have allocated aisles for them, or they'll be at the front of the plane or the back of the plane? Or...
Well, yeah, but that you know how that works. It doesn't work at all. And for some people, just being within quite a few metres is a problem.
It was like when they had smoking aisles on planes,
exactly.
as if you couldn't smell it at the back of the plane. Aaron Schmidt reckons they let one dog on, they should let all dogs on, regardless of size. Do you think we could see accusations of pet discrimination?
Oh, look, I'm sure we're going to see all sorts of accusations and all sorts of complaints. And yes, my dog can fit, and as long as he does this and does that and twists his head. But that's an interesting point, because you're cramming a dog into a small space. That's going to stress them out. And what do they do when they're stressed? They go to the toilet.
Julie Hopkins asks, are they charging more for cabin service than in cargo? Do you have any idea how much it could cost to have your pet?
Good question. My understanding is that you can carry your pet on for free, like you carry on baggage, and that's going to be an attraction, because normally they charge you, and quite a lot, to carry your pet in the cargo hold. Plus, it's inconvenient to take it to the cargo area. So yes, it'll be attractive from that perspective for sure. And at this stage, it doesn't appear as though they're going to charge.
And expanding on what you just mentioned to earlier, Deborah Blight says, I hope they have their own toilet.
No, they don't. And that's the issue. And look, in a case in America recently, one dog did relieve himself. It was so bad they had to land the aircraft, get everybody off, get a new aeroplane in to fly them onto their destination, and spend a week fumigating the aeroplane.
And causing a lot of delay. And what about the airports themselves, Jeff? Because they'd have to be equipped for pets too. Yes,
there's going to have to be some protocols put in place, maybe some tweaks here and there. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of issues in that regard.
Mike Lanigan says, I'm not spending 4 or 5 hours on a plane with someone's dog yapping and barking away. You do see complaints about this in online forums. It is an issue.
Look, you absolutely do. And a couple of years ago, when Americans let comfort animals on board, there was a lady who brought a pig on board, and it was squealing so loudly they had to deplane her and the pig because it was making too much noise. So yes, you do get little dogs making a lot of noise, and you also get cats too, distressed. They're in a distressed situation, and they can make a lot of noise.
There has also been a lot of support for the move, and Talisha Rhodes writes, finally, they do it in America. What can we learn from pet-friendly airlines overseas?
Well, because they do it in America, it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. I mean, there's lots of things they do in America that aren't that smart, and this is one of them. I just think it's a bad idea, and I don't think we should go down that path.
Passengers also have a lot more airlines to choose to fly over there, don't they? We only have the 2.
Look, indeed, Mon. There's lots of choices and lots of options. Indeed.
Ricky Winridge writes, looks like Sunny, must be the name of the pet, might need a velocity card. Do you think pets can earn frequent flyer points?
Look, in some places in Korea, they actually do. There's a pet privilege club. They do that. So, yes, there's a precedent for that sort of thing. And mind you, you have to pay a little bit of money for your pet to be taken along, and you get frequent pet miles for it.
Finally, this one from Amber Lewis. Worst idea ever. Won't fly Virgin again. Do you think Virgin could lose customers over this?
Look, you could, but they did say they're going to specify what routes that they're going to have these pets on and what flights. So when you go onto their booking site, hopefully they've got a little doggy there to show that's a doggy flight or whatnot, and you can choose another aircraft. So hopefully they do something like that.
Geoffrey Thomas, it's been a very enlightening chat. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.